Hey guys, and welcome back to another mock draft reaction video. The first one did pretty well, so I thought there's been a couple discrepancies between some new drafts I've seen. So today I have 3 drafts from 3 reputable sources. CBS Sports and one of their main college basketball analysts, Gary Parrish, Bleacher Report, and USA Today. So we're going to go over all 3 of these drafts. We're going to go for the first top 10 picks and any other notable picks later on. And I'm also going to review them and give my overall reaction and grade to them as well. So the first one that we'll start out with is the CBS Sports mock draft, updated on April 1st from Gary Parrish. And thankfully, this was not an April Fool's mock draft, as a couple of those were actually put out. But let's start off with the number 1 pick, and they have Gary Parrish has the Warriors selecting LaMelo Ball. Pretty much every draft I've seen, LaMelo Ball is not going outside the top 3, and there's no reason he should be. The Warriors, if they get LaMelo, they're going to trade him. He would be an incredible trade asset for them. Pretty much whoever they pick at number 1 is going to most likely be traded unless it's James Wiseman, in my opinion, as he's the only guy I could see them holding on to in the long run. But LaMelo Ball is really good trade bait for the Warriors. That's a solid pick for them. Number 2, the Gary Parrish mock draft has the Cleveland Cavaliers taking Obi Toppin. This is the first time I've seen Obi Toppin actually creep into the top 3 on, I think, any mock draft I've seen. I like this pick for Cleveland. I really do. They have Colin Sexton. They have their other guard, Darius Garland, who I nearly forgot the name of. It shows you the lack of talent that the Cavaliers have. But Obi Toppin at power forward, along with those 2 guards, Andre Drummond and Cedi Osman, you have a young core that can start to develop for this Cleveland Cavaliers team. I still think Obi Toppin is one of the most underrated players in this draft, even though they have him going in the top 10. I think he's a top 5 talent, but I like this pick for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Next up, the Detroit Pistons select Anthony Edwards. This is a fantastic value at the number 3 pick. The Pistons getting a guard to pair up with Derrick Rose. They have Svi Mykhailiuk, who could be a really good backup shooting guard. Anthony Edwards, pretty much another Victor Oladipo. I mean, the similarities between him and Victor Oladipo are actually unbelievable. So pairing him up with Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin comes back. You have a good coach there, and former Raptors coach Dwayne Casey. So I like this pick for the Detroit Pistons. Number 4, the Memphis Grizzlies select James Wiseman. Now, I'm not sure how the Grizzlies got to this part, but we'll go along with the mock draft here. The Grizzlies need a center. They have Valanciunas. They also could use a small forward, which is why I'm a bit surprised that Denny Avdija did not slide into that 4th pick, but still, James Wiseman at number 4 is pretty good value to me. Everybody keeps doubting James Wiseman. I still think he's one of the best talents in this draft. So you pair him up. So now your lineup would be Ja Morant, Dillon Brooks. You have Brandon Clark, who I think is going to be a fantastic NBA player. Jaren Jackson Jr. and then James Wiseman. That is extreme athleticism. It's extremely good defense as well. If Memphis could pick up James Wiseman, that would be a team to watch out for in the Western Conference. I like that pick. Next, the Washington Wizards select Denny Avdija. I was waiting for Denny. I still am a bit unknown on him. I honestly have not done enough research on Denny. But just based off what I remember from the base scouting reports, 3-and-D guy. He can play make a little bit. Not a great defender, but can be a suitable defender. You pair him up with Bradley Beal, you're going to start to try and build some sort of core. He's a younger player, so it's a value pick. I don't know if the Wizards are trying to go for full tank mode, but they still have Bradley Beal, so I'm just going to sort of leave alone that Wizards pick for now. Next, moving on to the 6th pick, the New York Knicks select Cole Anthony, which I believe I had going in my mock draft as well. I still believe in Cole Anthony. I know he had the injury. I know a lot of people are even questioning if he's a top 10 player, or there have been rumors that he may return to North Carolina. But I still think he is one of the best scoring guards in this draft. I think after LaMelo Ball, he is the best scoring point guard you're going to find in the lottery. The Knicks need a point guard, as I discussed in my mock draft video, which I'll link later on in this video. The Knicks need a scoring guard. They have RJ Barrett. They have Kevin Knox. They have an assortment of power forwards which you can choose from, and they have Mitchell Robinson. The point guard is the one spot that they need to shore up. And with Cole Anthony available, Halliburton available, Killian Hayes available, they're an assortment of guards that the Knicks can pick from. And I still agree with my selection of Cole Anthony at the number 6 pick. Number 7, the Chicago Bulls select Onyeka Okongwu. This is a pick that I'm a little bit confused about. The Bulls already, I thought, had their front court set for the future. Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter Jr. I don't know how this is going to work with those three competing for those 2 starting roles. I don't know if you put them in a competition or you put them in sort of like a 3 big man lineup. I don't know what you're doing there. But if I'm the Bulls, I find that small forward that can round out my starting 5. So I have, I can't believe I'm forgetting their names. So Zach LaVine, Kobe White, that's the name I was trying to remember. And then your 2 bigs, and you need that small forward, which is why I think Isaac Okoro or Denny, if he slides that far, would be a perfect fit at this pick. But I really do disagree with Onyeka Okongwu to the Bulls. Next, the Washington Wizards. Wait, what the heck? Anyway, we'll go with Washington Wizards. They have another pick as well. So the Wizards at number 8, they need a point guard. They need a small forward and point guard, which is why Tyrese Halliburton, I agree with a good pick here for the Wizards. I love Tyrese Halliburton almost as much as I love Obi Toppin, but Halliburton is Michael Carter-Williams, but better. I think he's going to be what Michael Carter-Williams was expected to be. Long, athletic, can be a great playmaker, not the best shooter, but can be a good defender as well. I like that pick. The Charlotte Hornets pick Killian Hayes with their 9th overall selection. This is a bit of a conundrum for me because the Hornets have Terry Rozier, they have Devontae Graham, and after that, it's sort of a question mark on what their overall direction is. I guess at this point, they're giving up on Malik Monk. He turned out to be a bust. So Killian Hayes, is he going to start with Terry Rozier? Is he going to start alongside Devontae Graham? What are you doing with Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier? They're on contracts. This is a mess for the Hornets. I think maybe you package this pick and one of your better young players like Devontae Graham and try and move up to get a better talent in this draft. But that's a bit of a strange pick. And then the number 10 pick, the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns need point guard help. They need a power forward, I would say, which is why I think Isaac Okoro is a good pick here. Okoro has been in the top 10 of a lot of drafts. He's been moving up, as I'll show on the next couple drafts. He has moved up the mock draft boards in a lot of areas. So this is a great pick for the Suns. Isaac Okoro is a really do-it-all type of player. He gets signed into your small ball power forward. That's sort of what he did in high school as well. He played that small ball power forward. Can really do it all. I like that pick for the Phoenix Suns. So going over this draft from Gary Parrish at CBS, I don't understand what happened with the 2 Wizards picks, but I just went with the flow. This is the overall, I agree with a lot of this draft. A couple things I disagree with are Onyeka Okongwu going to the Bulls. And I don't think that Obi Toppin will be selected that high. I want him to, but I still don't think that teams believe in him as much to be a top 5 player. So overall, give this draft, I give it a B. It's pretty good. The next mock draft we will be going on to is the USA Today draft. Now, this draft has a lot of changes from what I've seen in previous mock drafts, so let's go ahead and start right at the top. And they have Anthony Edwards, yet again being trade bait for the Golden State Warriors. I'm not going to rehash everything I said in the beginning. Trade bait Warriors, if they keep him, they're going to have him off the bench. If not, they're flipping him for a star. So, in that case, we will move on to the number 2 pick and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers in this situation would select Deni Avdija with the 2nd pick. This is an interesting move to me. In recent drafts, we've seen Deni go all the way down to like 7 or 8. We've seen him in the middle in our last mock draft at 5, and now he's moved up to 2. Nobody knows how good Deni Avdija is actually going to be in the NBA. But the Cavaliers, fit-wise, I like this pick. I would still rather go with like a small ball power forward, but I feel like Avdija can be a good 3-point shooter for them, provide those 2 guards with some extra shooting, and help alongside the front lines with Andre Drummond and Kevin Love. So I agree with that pick. I like that pick. I feel like it could be a little early though. Next, the Minnesota Timberwolves, along with the pick that I said they would make, LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball and D'Angelo Russell together with Karl Anthony Towns. That's must-see basketball. That's going to be fun. That's going to be exciting. That's going to draw people to watch Timberwolves. That's going to put them on primetime TV. They're going to be one of the better offensive teams. They're going to suck at defense, but they're going to be an offensive juggernaut. Probably just like what the Wizards are trying to do this year with Bertans and Bradley Beal. Fantastic pick. LaMelo Ball, he to me could be any pick in the top 3. There's no going wrong with him. Next, the Atlanta Hawks at the number 4 pick choose Isaac Okoro. This is filling a desperate need for the Atlanta Hawks, or I could see them going with James Wiseman at center, but they did pick up Clint Capella. So I like this pick. Isaac Okoro is a 3-and-D player. He can do everything pretty well. I'm not sure exactly what his specialty is or if he even will have a specialty, but he provides some much needed defense for the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks have Trae Young. They have an assortment of wings now with Okoro, Cam Reddish, and DeAndre Hunter. So I don't know if you'd play 3 of those all in the starting lineup or what, but that could be a very interesting starting 5 with Trae Young, the 3 forwards, and Clint Capella or John Collins. So this pick gives the Hawks a lot of flexibility. It gives them some options. So I like this pick at number 4. Next, the Detroit Pistons at number 5 select James Wiseman. I like this pick for the Pistons. They're just trying to get anything they can get. You still have Derrick Rose, still have Blake Griffin. You could sort of go back to that sort of Twin Towers thing you're going with Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin. I still think Wiseman's going to be a great player in the NBA. He develops the outside shot, uses his athleticism to his benefit. I like this pick for the Pistons. Number 6, the New York Knicks select Killian Hayes. Of course, I am going to pit Cole Anthony against that, but the Knicks are still going for their depth and their need at point guard in Killian Hayes. So while I would rather have Cole Anthony there, the fit at the position is perfect for the Knicks. Next, the Chicago Bulls select at number 7 a player we have not seen yet, Tyrese Maxey. He's been a player I've seen sneaking into a lot of mock drafts around the internet and around publications lately. He's a scoring guard, which for the fit of this pick, I very much disagree with. You have Kobe White, you have Zach LaVine, you add Tyrese Maxey to the mix, and that's almost a fusion of the two. So you're going to have to decide between, at our guard positions, unless we're moving Zach LaVine to the 3, which I don't know if that's a great idea or not. Who are we going to start? Is it going to be Kobe White and Zach LaVine, Maxey and Zach LaVine, White and Maxey is like the sort of guard combo? A lot of different things you have to think about here, and that gives a tough decision to the Chicago Bulls instead of going with a small forward like the next guy who we're going to go over at the small forward position. I disagree with this pick. I think it should be a small forward. And like I said, going into the 8th pick, the Hornets select Obi Toppin, who I think should be going in that number 7 slot or the number 4 slot to the Atlanta Hawks or the Chicago Bulls. The Hornets, if they can get Obi Toppin at this point, that's a steal to me. He should be going in the top 6. I still think the Chicago Bulls should have taken him in this mock draft instead of Tyrese Maxey. Number 9, the Washington Wizards select Cole Anthony. It looks like the reign of John Wall as the point guard of the Wizards is coming to an end. In both mock drafts we looked at so far, the Wizards have picked a point guard in Halliburton and a point guard in Cole Anthony. So it looks like John Wall is going to be deferred to for Cole Anthony in this selection. Love the pick for the Wizards. 2 scoring guards that can really handle the ball in Bradley Beal and Cole Anthony. I like that pick. And also at number 10, Tyrese Halliburton going to the Suns. I love this pick for the Suns. He's a really good playmaker. Devin Booker doesn't have to have the ball in his hands. He can become what his true position is, a pure scorer, and really make the Suns a better team. I want to bring up 2 notable picks outside the top 10 for this draft as well. Number 13, the Pelicans have Onyeka Okongwu slide to them. That means the Pelicans will now have Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, their rookies Jackson Hayes, Zion, and then Onyeka Okongwu, which means that Lonzo and Onyeka Okongwu will be reunited in the NBA on the Pelicans. And also a guy that I've seen in the top 10 is Nico Mannion, sliding all the way down to the Boston Celtics at number 17. Some interesting selections. For these picks of Tyrese Maxey and Denny Avdija going to number 2, I'm going to rate this a C+ draft. And finally, our last and third mock draft of the evening or morning, wherever you are, Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report always has a lot of consistent picks, guys that they always have. And this draft, just like all the others, has a sort of flavor to the top 3. The exact top 3 as the other USA Today draft. So just like the USA Today draft, the Warriors, Cavaliers, and Timberwolves will, in succession, pick Anthony Edwards, Avdija, and LaMelo Ball. So in that case, we're going to move on to number 4, in which the Atlanta Hawks select, finally, Obi Toppin. Great selection for the Hawks. You have a lot of flexibility in the forwards now with Reddish, Toppin, and Hunter. You could also move Toppin to the small ball with John Collins or put him alongside Clint Capella. Love this pick for the Hawks. Gives them a ton of flexibility. Next, the Detroit Pistons select Killian Hayes at point guard. I guess the Detroit Pistons in the scenario see Hayes as the best talent. They are giving up on Derrick Rose at this point, or they'll have Derrick Rose work with Killian Hayes in the backcourt. That would be pretty interesting to see how Derrick Rose would adapt to that. But I still think the Pistons got to go with a better wing player in this scenario. They don't have much wing talent. Sekou Doumbouya last year has not panned out so far. So I would like to see a player like Isaac Okoro in that situation. Next, the Knicks, they did in my draft, select Cole Anthony. Now this is where things get very, very interesting to me. James Wiseman has slid all the way down to number 7, and he gets taken by the Chicago Bulls. I am not sure about this, to be honest with you. Just like in the other draft with who was it? I believe Onyeka Okongwu going to the Bulls at number 7. The Bulls now have an assortment of bigs that they need to deal with, including Wiseman, Wendell Carter, and Lauri Markkanen. So, of the guys available here, I would rather them go with Isaac Okoro, but either way, not the best pick in my opinion. And speaking of Onyeka Okongwu, he slides to number 8 with the pick that I made in my mock draft going to the Hornets. Great fit, they need a big. The Wizards are able to pick up Tyrese Halliburton at number 9, putting him alongside Bradley Beal. And the Phoenix Suns miss out on the multiple point guards in the top 10 and have to end up with Isaac Okoro, who they now slide into their power forward position. So if they're able to pick up Ricky Rubio again, would have Rubio, Devin Booker, Kelly Oubre, and Okoro. That's a pretty good starting four, along with DeAndre Ayton at the 5. So overall, I like this draft. I don't like it as much as the CBS, but I like it more than the USA Today. So I'm going to put this at a C plus B minus. So after all of that, those were our 3 mock drafts that we reacted to today. It's going to be so interesting as people have more time on their hands, how these mock drafts are going to shift. Recently, we've seen Danny Avdija climb up the board. We've seen Killian Hayes climb up the board and Isaac Okoro. And we've seen players like Onyeka Okongwu, Obi Toppin, and Cole Anthony slide down. It's going to be very interesting to see how these drafts change as the days go by and the NBA draft slowly approaches. And who knows if we'll even have a draft. But at this point, it's only speculation, so I'm going to keep plugging along with these mock drafts. Guys, if you like these reactions, please let me know in the comments section. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on these mock drafts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.